This is the story of Black power, the story of resilience, a celebration of two icons of cinema whose very powerful act in the films Sarafina and Cry Freedom embody the struggle against oppression by apartheid South Africa.
Smart or dumb, you're born into this. And smart or dumb, you'll die in it.
Hello and welcome to AOB. If you're here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button below, ring that bell and like. If you are returning, many thanks for coming back. A good number of our viewers by this time haven't subscribed. 96% of those who view our channel have not subscribed. You can imagine if only 50% of you subscribed, actually we would hit 40,000 subscribers overnight, believe it or not. That's a huge number. To put content together takes a lot. You've got to dig back into your memory. You've got to do a bit of research here and there and combine all that to create content. We are passionate about Africa. Africa is indeed our business. So your support by subscribing and liking will go a long way in helping us build this channel. Above all, the story that I'm about to share with you is a story of Black resistance in Africa, a story of oppression that still goes on across many countries, not just in Africa, but in the world where you've got minorities, especially in the diaspora. So to help us continue this very, very important work, celebrating our own, lifting up our own, and telling our stories so that our younger generation know exactly where we come from and can chart a path forward knowing their history. Your support will help us do that. I am particularly excited to share this commentary on Sarafina and Cry Freedom, two epic films by two powerful Black actors that connect all of us across Africa, across the world. You've got to celebrate these amazing actors and these two powerful stories. This is Africa, our business. Let's get into it.
Name of the first man in, wait for it, creation. Adam. Right. And what color was Adam?
White.
White? Who says so? I never saw that in the Bible. Did you see it in the Bible? No, it doesn't say that. It says God created man in his own image, which means to be like him. So what color is God? Give me a color, people.
Gold. Pink. Black. Silver.
Green.
Green. I like green. What kind of green?
The epic performance of Teacher Masembuko takes us to the heart of Soweto, where a young girl named Sarafina discovers the power of resistance.
What's the matter with you anyway? Have you gone crazy?
Yes, I've gone crazy.
You want me to lose my job?
Yes.
And who's gonna buy your school books?
School books are full of lies.
The defining moment and the turning point in this film is the moment Teacher Masembuko is arrested. The resistance spirit in Sarafina at this point comes to life. The resistance spirit in the students at this point comes to life as they take matters in their own hands and take charge of their destiny.
Oh my God. People can defeat the armies.
You, come.
The arrest of Teacher Masembuko symbolizes the brutal suppression of education under apartheid. Sarafina, with unyielding determination, rallies her peers to confront the injustices head-on. Her friends are harassed, a friend is killed, the uprising blows up, and very symbolically so of what? African children in South Africa did to express their voice against Afrikaans language in school, the Soweto uprising, eventually leading up to what we refer to today as the Day of the African Child, celebrating the role that even children played in ensuring that their own future would be guaranteed. Through this powerful scene, Masembuko avails the importance of education in fighting apartheid, but also the impact of unity against the oppressor.
We have to teach our children black history. Tell them about our black heroes.
Let's take a dive into Cry Freedom, where Denzel Washington, in a very uncanny look, acting as Steve Biko, delivers the most powerful message from Steve Biko about racism.
Why do you call yourselves white? You people are more pink than white.
And that becomes a landmark moment in the film. But importantly so, it was a landmark moment in the history of the fight against oppression in South Africa. Biko's words are a stark reminder that racism goes beyond skin color. Denzel's compelling portrayal adds depth to the philosophy of Steve Biko that all men and women, children in South Africa ought to be treated as equal, and anything less would really amount to an oppression of the majority who in reality should have been in charge of their own destiny, but were now playing second fiddle to an occupying force that eventually became the ruler of an indigenous African nation.
At first, maybe.
You don't want to be forced into your society. I'm going to be me as I am, and you can beat me or jail me or even kill me. But I am not going to be what you want me to be.
The Napoleonic War. That is what the syllabus says, so that is what I teach.
So in a very, very powerful way, Whoopi Goldberg, in her role as the teacher, and Denzel Washington as Steve Biko, really embody the challenges that a majority of South Africans were facing at the time. They embody the fighting spirit, and very much like what Mandela said before he was finally incarcerated at Robben Island, that it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. Powerful words. Years later, Steve Biko actually became the one man that embodied that statement. He died in the process fighting for the ideals of equity in South Africa. And for that, South Africa will always remember Steve Biko. He was immortalized in the spirit of South Africans and really in the hearts and minds of Africans of diaspora, because watching that film, Cry Freedom, you really get to feel the challenge and the pain of living under that kind of oppression. Steve Biko, a young man, a medical doctor, a fighter for his own people, paid by his life. This film honors his memory. Sarafina prepared us for the release of Nelson Mandela, as Sarafina, the character, embodied Nelson Mandela walking out of prison.
Waiting for Mandela. My people, today I am free.
Today,
You never forgot
the
me.
majority of South Africans, black and white, recognize that apartheid has no future.
The day is coming when we will all be free. Free from hatred, free from fear, free from killing.
It was prophetic, and the writer, Mbogeni Gema, did justice to celebrate the fight for freedom, embody the need for equity amongst all in South Africa. Denzel Washington, Whoopi Goldberg, this was epic, and I believe that South Africans on the continent, and Africans of diaspora can connect with these stories, not just today, but in the many decades to come. This is a story that actually ought to go viral. Let's share this story, subscribe, ring that bell, share with friends and family, so that as an African people, we may never forget where we came from. Colonized, abused, robbed of value, and robbed of dignity. We must claim our space at the table of the human race. We must occupy what is rightfully ours. Many thanks for watching, and check out the other stories. Please feel free to share your comments, your thoughts about the commentary. But above all, how did these two films affect you? How did Denzel Washington's portrayal of Steve Biko affect you? How did you relate with Sarafina and the stories of the struggle? I want to thank you for your time, and we'll see you again. Peace and love. This is AOB. I'm out.
We see a completely non-racial society. We don't believe, for instance, in the so-called guarantees for minority rights, because guaranteeing minority rights implies the recognition of portions of the community on a race basis. We believe that in our country there shall be no minority, there shall be no majority, there shall just be people. And those people will have the same status before the law, and they will have the same political rights before the law. So in a sense, it will be a completely non-racial egalitarian society.